gonna cost you $100 once again to get your build to a 99.
I bought so much VC. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
I put in my VC purchase on Afterpay. Why would I pay all that money at once? Let me split it into 4 interest-free payments.
Guys, we have officially lost the plot. We actually have people going into debt to buy VC, sacrificing financial security just to be an 85 overall in a virtual basketball game. And with 2K26 actually looking decent this year, the temptation to buy VC is rising daily. So once again, we ask ourselves, is it possible to go from 60 to 99 overall without spending money on NBA 2K26? And more importantly, is it worth it? And you guys know I won't stop until I hit that 99 overall. And for anybody else out there doing this challenge with me, let's hold ourselves accountable and keep it going for another year. So with all that being said, let's do it again. All right, and I don't know if the servers even want to work. Customer service. First things first is trying to make myself in this game. I saw everybody else get scanned in. Let me see if I can cook up something this year. I really needed to lock in on the face creation this year because last year I had my guy looking like a hot mess, but I think I did better this time around. All right, this is what we making. Did I get close enough to it? Did I cook up? Did I cook up the face creation? Now it's time to get into this builder. And now with that being done, it's time to hop into the builder and do what no 2K player has ever been able to do. Only make one build. The builder this year was such a pain to navigate, but it had so much information. I literally spent 3 hours in here trying to cook something up. But ultimately, I took inspiration from my boy Spam 1 of 1 and tailored it to my playstyle, and this is what I came up with. A two-way mid-paint combo guard. Yeah, that's a nasty name. And I'm not even going into heavy detail about my build this year, because the moment I do, that's when y'all start cooking me in the comments. But I wanted something I could play the point position with a high ball handle and high pass act, while being able to be solid across the board. I don't know, but I feel pretty confident about it. Since 2K got rid of affiliations this year for the crew, I wanted to start one immediately, and I had to make sure the name I wanted didn't get taken. If this thing is taken, I'm gonna be pissed. Yay! Okay, VC Merchants was not taken. Thank you. But if you are a no money spend player this year, you need to get into a crew ASAP, because the rewards you get for just being a part of one is insane. You get extra cap breakers and VC boosts just for leveling up within your crew. And as you guys will see soon, 2K this year damn near wanted to patch the no money spend method this year. Oh, they don't give you 15,000 off the rip like they did last year. Oh well, I can't expect 2K to be that nice to me this year. But since I got the addition that let me get the game a week early, I do have a buttload of VC. But you guys already know I can't use this for the series. So I decided to see how fast I could blow 100k VC on the BS in the city. I can get a Coach Dinosaur. Yeah, I'm gonna get the Coach Dinosaur, Coach Puffer jacket. That's 60k down the drain. Let's get inked. 4,000 down the drain there. 9,000 VC. Wow. Another 9,000. Oh my God. 15,000 on shorts. Do it. Now I have the amount of VC you would get if you only bought the $70 version of 2K26. And at least now I have some drip. You can call this drip, you cannot call this drip, I don't care. After literally throwing money into a fire, it's time to see how much VC I need to max out to an 85 overall. And yeah, it's not looking so great. 189,992. That is how much it's gonna cost me to upgrade from a 60 to an 85. Why do I do this shit every year? Let's get this shit going. And just because people are saying it's the same as it was last year, that doesn't mean 2K gets a pass. But the goal for today is to hit 70 overall, so I have a long road ahead of me. Getting into the city, I first went to Ronnie 2K so I could unlock the information about the new rebirth this year. And there is a new menu to access challenges around the city. There were even new daily challenges that looked pretty simple to do until I took a look at one that nearly made me throw my PS5 out the window. Beat the target time at the track. 500? Wait. I know they did not take away my 2,500 VC from 25. Y'all took away the only good thing I liked about 2K25. There are a lot of season challenges and rewards this year, but I'm not gonna act like losing my guaranteed 2,500 VC didn't hurt. But I guess they tried to make up for it on the daily spin, which I guess is now a TV. What do I get? Okay, they gave me 2,000 VC, and I'll take it. Thank you. Entering into the track, I did notice they fleshed it out a little bit, bringing matchmaking and allowing you to race against other players for VC. And I'm definitely gonna check and see later if this is worth trying out. But instead of go-karts this year, we are on little motorbikes, which is kind of funny. It's kind of cool. I have no protection though. I have no helmet, no knee pads. If I fall off this thing, I'm fucked. My NBA career is over. Oh, I made it by just a second. Woo! With some of my friends finally being able to hop on, I went straight to getting them into the crew, because even though I don't intend on playing park right away, these guys who don't have a no money spent challenge to complete might as well get our rank up while in the park. 2K has brought back the art of shooting, but let me just say, be careful what y'all wish for, because it might just come true. Only thing I care about is how much VC they giving me for this, because they went from 750 VC in 2K24, then down to 500 for 25, and at this point, they might as well put it down to 100. All right, how much I get? Oh my God, they only do give you 100 VC. What the f? Who said hitting 99 overall be easier this year? This is ridiculous. 2K is really out here trying to pack up every method I was using last year. And to blow off some steam, I went into the Gatorade facility to get a workout in, and they even brought back boxing, which surprisingly they made even easier this year. But at least finishing your workout is faster this time around. And right now I'm sitting at 7,800 VC, but I'm just gonna hold on to that for a while. And now it's time to start the Out of Bounds storyline. And I'm letting y'all know right now, I have my stuff on mute because I cannot stand this voice actor and the script they gave him with a passion.
I've got an opportunity to do something amazing here, and it's a small window. I can't let it close.
Son,
gonna, honey.
you just need to hang in there, okay?
No!
You gotta keep working at it.
Wrong!
I'm just not feeling it, but if you guys are starting off, you need to be doing the whole storyline. And trust me, this year it is long. But even at a 60 overall, I was able to do more than just hold my own. I mean, it felt like I couldn't miss in my first game, dropping 66 points and getting a trophy to go along with it. On top of that, when you complete the challenges, you get the BC from the game and the challenge. And since there are a lot of games, you can really stack up. And in this cutscene, I could not ignore it the first time I saw it, but these are some of the fattest chicken sandwiches I have ever seen. No wonder we're struggling to pay bills. Look at where all our money is going. Going into the next part of the story as a 60 overall, I can still take care of business. And we beat Nick Hunter with no problem, getting all 3 stars in 1K BC to go along with it. And the next part where you pick your AAU club, it really doesn't matter. I chose the High Flyers because when Devontae Mills passes you the ball, it's literally impossible for you to miss. But the difficulty doesn't change in here, so I was able to take care of the first one no problem with 45 points. And hey, look, we cracked 10K VC. But I'm just gonna save it for right now because at this moment, I feel like I don't need to upgrade anything. And my crew has been in the park putting in work and we're already at level 2. In the next game, I had to sit out because I arrived to the game late. Okay, coach, whatever. That just moves this along faster. And right after that, my crew unlocked our ability to rock some swag. With the 66 point game, we're clearing the next team and of course getting those 3 stars. And against the team that I didn't choose, they can hold this 59 point bomb, and I can hold another 1200 VC. In the EYBL select match, they really tried to make it all dramatic and a hype. Yeah, you know, just hold this L, and I'm gonna leave out of high school with 14,000 VC. When picking which team to go to in Europe, I saw that I can play less minutes with Madrid, and that's exactly what I was hoping for. I mean, my 60 overall ass shouldn't even be in the Euro League anyway. I mean, I'm already getting gassed in the first practice, and my teammate is trying to take me out and then looking down on me like an Arkham City death scene.
So, you failed to live up to his expectations. How predictable.
Oh man, this MyCAREER storyline is long as fuck. Taking on Malaga? I don't know. I could tell there was a shift in the difficulty for sure. And it might be time to start upgrading a little, but if you're planning to do this yourself, I would say getting assists would be your best friend here. I might not have gotten all 3 stars, but I did get all the VC I was supposed to. Max out the 3-pointer to an 83. It's gonna get me dead eye limitless set shot on silver, shifty on bronze, and that's gonna bring us up to a 62. Moving right along to the next game where that 3-point upgrade really changed things around. I went from barely being able to score to dropping 60, and this time I'm getting all my stars. I'm not gonna lie, this MyCAREER fatigue is coming on strong, and while all my friends are having fun in the park, I'm in here grinding away in the MyCAREER. But hey, that's the life of a no money spent player. I got 92 points right now. Get me in the league, and thank God I only have 1 game left, and I could really care less about all the dramatics they have going on. Just get me in the game and hold this 73 points I put up. And I guess this was the championship or something. I don't know. Like I said, I have this on mute for me. But thank God I'm done with the storyline. If you want to play for a specific team, you must successfully complete a workout with the team. What is this, 2K15? And I got 2,500 BC plus a My Point accelerator for completing everything. And now I can max out the perimeter defense and put my agility up to a 70. And that's going to get me to a 66 overall. So we are very close to hitting that 70. Honestly, I think I might be ready to hop online. I ain't gonna cap. I might be ready. I also didn't know that 2K gives you free animations based off your build, which is really nice this year because that saves me a ton of VC in the long run. So I gotta give 2K a hand for this one. And surprisingly, I get drafted to the Bucks, which is cool, I guess. I don't know, man. I'm tired. There is 500 VC waiting for me if I choose my badge accelerator in the team practice facility, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. And after I ran this scrimmage, playing a mini game in the process, and that gave me my 500 VC. Next up, of course, we have to see what the Streetball courts we're talking about this year, especially since everybody loves to say how you can hit 99 overall playing Streetball in one day. But they did bring back the daily Streetball challenger for 500 VC, which is nice. I started off by playing this guy, Captain Galactic, and for the first time, I've been able to get a win in my first Streetball game. It's really because I'm normally still a 60 overall by this point, but I've already been to war. I went up against this guy, Dark Shadow. Don't ask me why I did. I just did it. But we took him down too with no problems. Then I went up against this guy called the Enforcer, which actually came down into the last possession, in which I was able to clutch it up for us. And now with a decent set of teammates, I was ready to take on Giannis for the daily challenger. And luckily, I was able to take him down with little to no sweat, getting 300 VC from the game and 500 VC from the challenge. I was still in search to find ways to up my VC, and I landed on watching some 2K TV, which thank God they put where the questions were gonna be at, and you can just skip right to them. And you know what? That was pretty nice of them because there was only so much of this I could take. With 3,000 VC in the bank, I'm gonna up the pass accuracy because I'm ready to hit the streets at this point. I don't want to touch another MyCAREER game for a long ass time. Walking into the park for the first time, I'm seeing the streak breaker rewards and the MVP awards for beating them, and I'm wondering to myself if this could be an easy way to get a lot of VC in a short amount of time. Might have to try this out sometime. But for now, I'm heading to the casual court because I doubt I will get many chances to play on this court later on in the year. And one of my friends, Plasma, is also a casual, so I told him to come hop on for the first game. All right, is this cheating for the first game of casual play? Maybe, but I don't care. And for my first park game, I'm playing with an 87 overall random and going against an 86 overall two-way three-point slasher. Right from the jump though, I could tell this random meant business. Ooh, teammate a little saucy. And also right from the jump, I could tell I was going to be a defensive liability. With a good defensive stop, Plasma is going to find me in an open area on the three. First shot, green! First shot at 2K26 is a green. Let's go. Plasma is knocking down from three, and the random is knocking another one down too. You know, maybe shooting is just too easy this year. Hold on, pull up. Fuck. On defense, my man was giving me the blues, and I was nearly going to sell the game until that man Rich Roller came through in the clutch. Thank you. I cannot lose my first game. I might suck on the perimeter, but this max weight is going to be a little bit harder for me to get dunked on. And Rich Roller is going to find his way into the paint, and Plasma is going to dance a little on his 7'4" to get another bucket in there. And just when I thought my guy was going to tie it up, he choked in the clutch, and Rich Roller hit this crazy contested three to end my first game off. He made that? Oh, he might be the best casual in the game. Well, at least my first game of 2K26 was a dub. Better than how I started off last year. After that one, we hopped off the casual court to play a real park game, and we picked up another VC merchant member, Josh, who has been hooping with me in every series since the beginning. We're going against a Battlefield crew who, not gonna lie, looks a little decent. But Josh decided to pop out with his 6'10" build, and he's putting in work. I'm still feeling like a liability on defense, and it really made me wonder if 85 perimeter was really enough this year. Josh, once again, hitting a nice little leaner, but my guy is damn near going toe to toe with him. I'm there. Fuck, no, I'm not. I'm trying to contribute a little on this team, finding Plasma cutting to the rim for an assist. And I don't know why I haven't seen more people talk about 6'10s this year, because Josh was moving shifty. You know what? I might be a 66 overall, but I can still contribute on offense. Oh, hey, at least it's just not me selling the game, because Plasma hit the meanest Ben Simmons impression ever. No, Plasma, where do you go up with it? You're 7'4". Yeah, so we're gonna leave it up to Josh to take it home for us. And clearly having a 70 agility is not enough in this game at all. I need to max that out soon. And with this long range bomb from Josh, we're one basket away from putting this game away. Damn, boy. And just when I thought Josh was gonna be the one to end it, I found some backdoor space and laid it in for the win. Oh, let's go. Josh fucking cooked up, man. 17 points, 80% from the field. I'm never beating the carry delegation. I'm sorry. In the next game, I'm going against a 92 overall, and I just know he was licking his lips when he saw my 66 overall ass. I might be a low overall, but I got enough IQ to hit the hot hand. After an amazing defensive play by Plasma, he hit me down the court, and I already knew these guys were ready to block some shit and left Josh wide open for the 3. 2K26, we still jumping at this shit? But this dude on the other end really showed what a 92 overall could do in this game. He 100% was doing what he needed to win, but with teammates like Josh. What the fuck? Oh nah, Josh is cracked. And how do I reward Josh for carrying me and getting consistent buckets? Well, of course, letting him get dunked on. Oh no. And I know I'm getting carried, but come on, man. I can still hit a wide open for the most part. Why they double teaming Josh? Oh, I see why. I see why. See, I see why they double teaming Josh. I don't blame him. Fucking 100% from the field, I don't blame him. And no, he does not have a YouTube channel. In the next game, I wanted to show that I can contribute more than just sitting in a corner. Early? Oh no. I had a nice dom to Plasma in the paint, and I was able to finally hit a 3, but sometimes you have to realize when the other team is just better. And unfortunately, we did take a loss here. After that loss, we might as well hop back to the casual court just to get our feet wet some more in the park. And now I'm going against a guard shooting 16% from the 3. And I'm getting the game started with an immediate assist off the check ball. I'm even going to find Plasma open on the midi for another assist. A good defensive possession left me open for a leaning 3, and I'm gonna be honest, I was not expecting to make that at all. That leaner gave me the confidence to try it again, and I'm gonna bang it out from mid-range. Another good defensive play let me leak out, and I'm gonna hit this leaning 3 for game. Oh, it feels good. Might as well keep it pushing here, and I'm banging a 3 on the first play of the game. But this little guard figured out the leaning cheese way sooner than me, because I could not stop him at all. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna put that loss on my lack of defense, and I did the cardinal sin of ripping up on a loss. Oh, the shame. I need to play 1-2's game to complete my daily challenges, and unfortunately, the only open court right now is against the MVP. But you know what? We might actually have a chance to pull this off. All we have to do is... Anyway, with this VC, I'm gonna up my pass accuracy to a 79, and now we are a 67 overall. Back to the casual 3s courts I go, and I'm going against a 6'10 power forward. But that doesn't matter as I'm hitting this 3. And the random on our team even got in the mix getting a 3 to drop. And I know I can't speak for everybody in this game, but the randoms I've come across to play with are actually not bad at all. To end the game off, I'm gonna take flight and finish strong. I decided to run with a new lineup of me, Josh, and my guy Pedro. And here Josh goes back at it, hitting this guy with a nice crab. This jumper I got must be the best in the game if it's letting me lean with ease. Unfortunately, my nice jumper isn't enough for us to get a win. And in the next one, we had Team SpongeBob versus Team Patrick, and Team Patrick has some killers on their team, taking us down. At this point, we're starting to feel the park fatigue and wanted to try something new. So that's where the idea of hitting the theater came in. And the competition in here looked way better than out there. The timing in the theater actually felt the same as park, which I think is a first, and we're able to take care of these guys with ease. Going against another crew, I was surprised my guy had some standing dunk animations. This was also the game I tried rhythm shooting for the first time and damn near fell in love with it. I'm never square shooting again. It's funny that right after I said I was done shooting with square, I immediately went to shooting with the square. But on the next attempt, best believe I was using that rhythm. And that's gonna be another one in the books for us. This one right here, even though it felt good in the beginning, would be our last game running this lineup. And this is where I would spend the majority of the rest of my night, because at this point it was super late, but I was determined to hit this 70 overall in the first episode for you guys. But 2K, man, really made it hard to get VC, but hopefully I find a new method soon, or else it might take me well into next year to finish this. And if you are still in need of a crew, join the Discord linked in the description and we might have a spot for you. But after being in the theater for what felt like forever, I'm up to 9,000 VC and only need 1,000 more to hit 70 overall. So I have been on this shit for like over 12 hours straight at this point, and I am so ready to get off this damn game. And I saw this thing called the open courts, and it said it would give me 500 VC. This open court is pretty much what the Chris Brickley gym was from last year, being able to run fobs against NBA talent. At least they're still giving out 500 VC, so that's good for me. But I was able to win this game with no problems, and finally, after 12 hours of playing, I can finally finish this episode and upgrade my ball handle to a 75 and speed with ball to a 55, and I've officially hit 70 overall. I'm not gonna lie, I am upgrading this player the smartest way I know how. And if you guys want to keep seeing this series, get this video to 1,000 likes and I will keep posting the No Money Spent series.
Today, I'm going to be showing y'all the best and fastest ways to earn VC in NBA 2K26.
This is the easiest that it's ever been to gain VC fast on any 2K.
If you want to go from barely having any VC to having so much VC that you can max out as many builds as you want, then you clicked on the right video.
Doing a no money spin series, you rely heavy on VC methods. But if you look online, apparently every single person is a VC method guru, with each one claiming you can hit 99 overall in a single day or make 100,000 VC in 24 hours. But we know that's cap. So that's why I'm putting to the test every single way to make VC in NBA 2K26. And I'm gonna give it a rating of 1 to 5 stars based on how good it is for me in this 60 to 99 no money spin series, and if it's worth doing if you just need some quick VC. And by the end of all these tests, I am expecting to hit 75 overall. And these tests will be conducted in no particular order, just in the way I felt like doing them. Before I start these methods, I want you guys to see I am a 70 overall with 84 VC. Yes, I'm broke. And by the end of testing all these VC methods, I want to be at 75 overall. I'm going to need 50,000 VC to hit 75 overall. So hopefully I can find a pretty good VC method. At our crew, we are currently level 7, meaning that I get a 5% VC bonus. I mean, 5% is cool, but keep that in mind while we're going through all these tests. First on our list, we have the daily spin method. Last year, players were claiming that they could get VC every time they spun the wheel simply by spamming the X or A button. Even this year, I've seen clips of people scoring big on the wheel. So if this method works, then it could potentially be a short no money spin series. Come on, please. I'll be so happy. Spamming X, spamming X. And 2 times rep. Okay. Yeah, looks like don't depend on daily spin for guaranteed VC. I'm still gonna give it 3 out of 5 stars though. I did get 2,000 VC the first time I hopped on the wheel, and you can spin it every day too. So not that bad. Next up, we have the park. The park has been around for the last 10 years, but this year 2K really made an effort to keep the park alive, so it might be a pretty good method, especially now that everybody plays in one single park and the game just dropped. So for this test, we are going to play 3 games in here and timing how long each game takes to finish along with how much VC I earn. And we're going to start the clock right now. For the first game of the test, the last thing I was expecting was to be matched up against our red plates.
The only thing that separates us from being red plates is the fact that they play more. That doesn't mean that they're better. It just means that they have more opportunity. Not lie, if you would have hit that, shit would have been looking very wicked.
No lie, this guy was showing why he was a red plate, but Josh was getting into his bag, putting the team on his back. I didn't say I couldn't get carried for this testing. More of a realistic look, and Lord have mercy. We're actually keeping a pretty good lead right now, and for you guys claiming that I have terrible defense, that is true. But this guy is also cooking up my other teammates, so don't think it's cause I'm just trash that this point guard keeps scoring. Of course, when it comes to 2K, you really cannot stay comfortable. And eventually this game was tied up. At least I didn't walk away with a donut for a scoreboard, but this game was gonna come down to the last possession, and of course we had to keep the ball in Josh's hands. Oh, but Josh got that T-bomber. Oh, Josh came through in the clutch. Let's go.
Purple, red, dead redemption. Josh in 4.
So that was 5 minutes and 30 seconds, and I'm getting 249 VC for that game. The second game definitely looked a lot easier on paper, but we were still able to come through in the clutch and take the win. And I got an even worse teammate grade. 223 VC for a C. No lie, if I was carrying the team, I would have way more VC. But when you're just starting off in this game and under a 70 overall, you're not going to be carrying shit. And for the last game in here, we definitely got our ass beat, but this could actually be really good for the testing because you're not going to win every single game, and learning how much VC you get for a loss is almost as important as what you get for a win. And I'm going to assume I'm going to get like not even 100 VC. Oh, nope, 115. I don't know. Doesn't seem like the best use of my time. And taking a look at the results, it took us roughly 16 minutes to finish 3 games with a total VC count of 587 VC, which is about 37 VC a minute. So if you want to run and have fun with your boys, go ahead and run the park. But if you think there is a payday coming your way, go and play something else. 2 out of 5 stars. Third on our list is the theater. And if you ask a handful of 2K players, some might say that theater is better than park. So the competition should be a lot more even, and the game should be quicker. But does that mean it's worth your time if you need a quick buck? Well, let's find out. And I already had a problem off the rip because we could not load into a theater game without getting an error code. Gonna have to dock some points there. Luckily, the casual core event was working, so that's what we went with. Starting the stopwatch for theater. Let's see how long these games take. The competition in the theater 100% looked more like my speed. It even gave me the confidence to try and facilitate with a 70 ball handle. On top of that, I'm not only scoring once, but also twice on the 3-point line. And the last one was for game. And I'm getting 311 VC. Okay, not bad, not bad. Doesn't really seem to be a clear advantage over park versus theater when it comes to VC getting, according to my scientific calculations. Once again, we were matched up pretty evenly according to our overall, but as for skill level goes, we were wiping the floor with these guys. I can't speak too much for the other team, but in the theater, I can tell you going against an even team feels very refreshing. And for 4 minutes and 45 seconds, we earned 249 VC. A little short on the VC front, but that game did take under 5 minutes to complete. But that's why we do 3-game testing around here. And for the 3rd game, you know, at least we're staying consistent with the testing, getting our ass beat once again for the final game. But like I said, this can be really good for us. And for 4 minutes and 13 seconds of gameplay, we're getting 117 VCs. So for the results, for a total of 14 minutes and 45 seconds, we earned 677 VC, which is about 45 VC a minute. That's higher than Park, but not by much. 3 out of 5 stars. Number 4 on our list is the ProAm, and last year this took home the #1 spot, but I was already deep into the game by that point, so who knows where it falls this year, because this is the only mode where you cannot play with randoms, and there is no skill-based matchmaking, so you could be a team full of 60 overalls going against Joe Knows in the black market. But is the VC this year worth getting curb stomped by high-ranking teams? Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and press go on the stopwatch and let's get it started here. For our first game, we are playing a team of 90 overalls, which is pretty much to be expected when looking into ProAm. Another thing to fully expect is a guard who has spent their entire first day learning combos in the my court. So if you want to deal with the zigzagging point guards all day, then ProAm is the mode for you. With no surprise whatsoever, we did end up taking an L for our first ProAm game. Absolute donut performance, but 288 VC for a loss in the ProAm. So I think that's the exact same amount I got for a win in theater and park. So far, ProAm looking pretty good. For the next game, on paper, it looks like we should be able to hold our own. Oh, but how wrong I was. Getting yet another ass whooping. And I knew playing in ProAm would be hard starting out, but damn, I was not expecting it to be this bad. ProAm, VC wise, could be good, but trying to get a win right now, especially as like a 70 overall. But we are getting 369 VC. You can rack up VC just by losing, I guess, but who really wants to go through that shit? For the last game, we really need to lock in because there is no way I can call this a true test without getting one win in here. Thank God this team was even worse than both teams combined, and Josh was able to put the game away with a 3, and we finally got a win in 3v3 ProAm. And for 5 minutes and 10 seconds, we got 423 VC. For the results, we played 15 minutes and 8 seconds and got a total of 1,080 VC, with 2 of those games being a loss, which is also about 72 VC every minute. For VC's sake, it's 5 out of 5, but if you're just starting out, I would have to give this like a 2 out of 5 stars for you, because if you're just now playing this game and you're going no money spent, I don't see how you're able to compete in here, honestly. Number 5 on the list is the Wreck. Now, this mode is notorious for having some of the worst randoms in the game, but for this test, we're going in with the squad, because I'm not dealing with that right now. Last year, the VC for Wreck was decent, but taking over 30 minutes to finish a game that paced the same as ProAm was definitely not the move, but maybe 2K switched things up for 2K26. The main reason I've been playing 3 games in other modes is because I wanted to give Rick a chance to at least compare itself to its counterparts and try to make this as scientific as possible. For the first game, competition wise, looked a little fair. Even though my guy was a 91 overall, after I saw that he was shooting below 30% from 3, I knew this would be a piece of cake for me. I even started the game off doing a little ISO work and pulling up with a step back 3, green. The timing in the Wreck felt really good. I mean, that no RNG really made me feel unstoppable, and even without upgrading any finishing, I was able to put points up in the paint. Unfortunately, even though the game felt really good, the game came down to the last possession, and this was one of the rare times that Josh failed me, especially since I was sitting here wide open in the corner. But that was unfortunate. That took 25 minutes and we got 615 VC. From 30 plus minutes down to 25, it's definitely a huge improvement, but I'm gonna have to hop into another one to make sure this game wasn't a fluke. For the second game, the 2K gods are doing me right by putting a 75 overall on me. And this normal 2 step back was one of the best decisions I made with a low ball handle. And with the guy I'm guarding only being 6'4", I'm pretty much able to hit anything I want over him. Even the leaning threes were no match for the week 1 2K26 shooting. Luckily, this time around, the game didn't go all the way to the wire as we were able to breeze past this team, getting my first rec win. For 23 minutes of gameplay, we were getting 958 VC, which definitely confirms 2K has cut down a lot of the in-between times in games, allowing you to finish games a lot quicker. I'm even hitting rookie 3 this game, on a win this time I might add. So for 48 minutes of gameplay, I earned 1,573 VC, which is only 32 VC a minute, which is a lot lower than Park, Theater, and ProAm. So even though it felt like Rec was earning me a lot, in reality, it's one of the worst ways to earn VC in this game, but I still have fun in here. So 2 out of 5 stars for the VC, but 3 out of 5 cause I actually had fun. The Open Runs is 2K's newest offline game mode they added this year, and it takes over what Chris Brickley did in last year's game. I did play in this mode in the first episode, but never really took it to the test, but it looks like it has the potential since the games are just a 21. There is also a badge boost and a daily reward of 500 VC for completing one game. So I'm gonna play a couple games in here and see just how much VC you get for completing a game and determine if 2K cooked up this year. The challenge for Open Runs this week is pretty simple. All I have to do is get 6 assisted baskets, and for 4 minutes of gameplay, we're not only earning extra badge progression, but 395 VC. And there's my 500 VC, so I think that's pretty cool. In the next game, it was more of the same, this time taking even less time, only around 3 minutes and 30 seconds to complete, and getting 436 VC, that's all I needed to see. For 7 minutes and 30 seconds of gameplay, I earned 831 VC, which is 110 VC every minute, making this by far the best VC method in the game. Definitely gotta give 2K a hand for putting this in the game. Great option for players who don't want to grind online for badges and VC. 5 out of 5 stars. Even though 2K completely screwed up my race of the week, they did add a new feature where there is matchmaking in the track, and I had to check it out. This mode allows you to play against anyone in the game and winners get 200 VC. Now I don't expect this to be the best VC method, but it really just piqued my curiosity. Oh, we're just straight into it. Okay, bet. I'm gonna win this shit though. Best believe that. I'm not losing. Oh, why is he actually smoking my ass real quick? Hold on. Oh my god, I'm sucking so bad right now. There's not even a way of me being able to catch up to him. Like, what? Wait, if I do this, I'm gonna get 0 VC, aren't I? Sir, could you stop, sir? And I got fucking smoked. Great. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I did lose. So I got 0 VC for that. And yeah. Fuck this mode. For number 7 on our list, we have the Proving Grounds, and this is pretty much where all the sweats go to determine who is the best. In reality, 2K copied and pasted this over from last year's game, and they really made no incentive whatsoever to play it. But who knows, maybe 2K decided to up the amount of VC you get this year. Off rip, I could tell the difficulty in here was raised because nobody on our team could make a shot. Even though it looked pretty bad in the beginning, our team got into our Duffy and started to turn up. And by our team, I meant Josh. Even down to the last possession where we definitely should have lost, Josh was able to finish off the game with a midi. Oh, what the VC paying out looking like. If it's not looking immaculate, we're only playing 1 game of this. And it's not looking immaculate. So if you just feel like wanting some competition, go ahead. But if you're just now starting in this game, this is definitely going to be like 2 out of 5 rating for you for sure. And that game took 9 minutes too. No, fuck it, 1 out of 5 stars. Test 8, Streak Breaker. Now, even though this is technically a part of Park, this new feature they added into the game deserves a spot in itself. And for this next method, I actually have to go back to the park because 2K this year added that you get VC by breaking streaks in the park. Actually goes up a lot. As you guys can see, I can get 5,000 VC if I beat those guys on their streak. If you're actually good at this game, this could be a very lucrative option for you to get some very quick VC. So in my eyes, this is just like playing in the stage, except I don't have to worry about losing my own VC. After about 15 minutes of searching, we finally found somebody on a streak. And while waiting, these guys hit a 10-game win streak, which meant the bounty went from 2,500 up to 5,000, which made us even more determined to get a win in here. On paper, these guys look pretty good, but not so good that it looks impossible for us. These guys were definitely keeping this game as close as possible. Thank God for us, Josh was in his bag this game, and one bad pass by me nearly sold the entire game, allowing the game to get tied up. A couple back and forth threes turned this game into a battle of don't give up a three, with Josh taking the easy one in the paint, but Plasma inevitably gave up a three in the corner. So this last possession was a now or never situation. With the crab midi from Josh, we needed to clamp up on D, and lucky for us, the guards sold on the leaning three. For some reason, they decided to double team me coming down the court, leaving Josh wide open to end the game and break their streak. Streak breaker, baby! 5,000 VC. Fuck it, 5 out of 5 stars. Doing daily challenges isn't so much a test, but something you absolutely should be doing when starting this game off. Now, some challenges are easier than others, but doing your dailies and guest challenger at Streetball are easy ways to make some quick VC. Now that I have determined the rec is the worst for VC and open runs is the best VC method in the game, it's time for a stress test. Oh yeah, I'm not like other YouTubers that claim you can get a certain amount of VC in a certain amount of time. I actually go out in the field and grind myself. And telling somebody to play a game mode over and over again is way easier said than done, so I'm gonna see just how many games of rec and open runs I can play in one sitting before I'm ready to call it quits. For the first game of rec, 2K really tried to stress me out putting an AI on me. Having an AI on you damn near feels like a corner death sentence. But in this game, I was still able to put up buckets. This three-pointer still out here with max purity, and we got the win pretty easy, earning 865 VC. Normally, I would be out of it after one game, but with this shooting feeling smooth right now, I feel like I can really be in here for a hot minute. It makes it even better that we are bulldozing other teams right now. With 14,000 VC built up, I'm gonna up my midi to a 74, getting us to 71 overall. In the next game, I had my best performance so far, dropping a hot 19 points in a near 20-point win. But 2K saw I was having too much fun, so they put another AI on me. And this time, I was actually sentenced to the corner for most of the game, barely able to contribute, and we ended up losing. So gotta say, that was the last straw for me. So I was able to last 4 rec games in one sitting, which is 4 more than I thought I would last. Moving on to the open runs, these games only take about 3 to 4 minutes, and I knew I was gonna be able to run through them with no problem. And with the weekly reward of 2,500 VC just for scoring points, oh, trust me, I was gonna finish this. Hitting 200 points took less than 10 games to do with a big ass payout. And with the VC accumulated, I'm gonna max out the agility to an 80, and now I am a 72 overall. Now I know you guys are typing away in the comments saying that I forgot one of the best VC methods of the year, and yes, I've seen all the comments saying that endorsements for MyCAREER are actually really good this year. So for the last test, I'm gonna see if playing MyCAREER and grinding endorsements really is a great VC method for starting off in this game. Playing in my first MyCAREER game, it felt like I was already a vet out here, dropping a smooth 64 points and getting over 1,000 VC. And with that done, I'm able to see my endorsements, and yeah, I can see what you guys were talking about. There are a ton of endorsements with different tiers for each one. This merchandising one is definitely the best one to start off finishing because the challenges are very easy to do. All I have to do was play 2 open court games, with the first one giving me my daily 500 VC, and after the second, that was already an easy 1,000 VC earned from that endorsement. I also heard that finishing the passion project main quest can also give you a lot of VC. After running a ton of open court games, finishing challenges, I have about 15,000 VC, upping the ball handle and speed with ball to an acceptable level, and now I am a 73 overall. The merchandising deal told me to get 100 points and 2 double doubles to get 2,500 VC, and all I gotta say is say less. Even though in the next game I really didn't care about the assists, but at least it was enough to sign with Jordan, who looked the best for earning objectives fast. For my third game, I'm already in the starting lineup, which freed up my opportunity to get a double-double, also allowing me to complete the franchise player request. With 5,000 VC, I'm gonna up my speed with ball to get lightning launch to bronze, and now I am sitting at a 74 overall. And getting this double-double in the next game finished off the merchandising tier, giving me 2,500 VC. And tier 3 looked even better, giving me 5,000 VC just for getting player of the game twice. And this State Farm objective is gonna give me 500 VC just for getting 10 assists in the game. So I'm gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone in here. And I'm not gonna lie, you guys were completely right when it came to MyCAREER this year. You can really run up a nice chunk of change for just playing a small handful of NBA games and completing challenges. So I would definitely have to give this 5 out of 5 stars. And after completing some more NBA games and more open court runs, earning VC for my Jordan endorsement, I'm maxing out my speed with ball to a 75. And now going back to these games that I am really really tired of playing, but at this point, that 5,000 VC is calling my name. And after finishing up these games, with 8,000 VC, I'm gonna up my driving dunk to a 70, and after doing all these tests, I have finally hit 75 overall. Today, I am determined to get as much VC as I possibly can to turn this 75 overall no money spent build into an 85 overall by the end of today's video. You might even call this VC hunting. But if you're like me on this 60 to 99 no money spent journey and have been running online games with your boys, then you know trying to get high stats and a good teammate grade can be hard to come by. I mean, if I spent over $100 to max out my build, I wouldn't pass the ball either. Now don't get me wrong, getting carried in 2K is a rite of passage for a no money spent player, but it comes to a point where you've made a few upgrades and started labbing up your jump shot and dribble moves, and it's time to put your foot down and finally become a valuable player to your team. Especially since the VC you get directly ties with your stats and teammate grade, I am determined to try and get player of the game at least one time this whole video. Also, while I was reading the comments from the last video, you guys made it known that I missed out on one of the best VC methods in the entire game, so I'm definitely going to touch on that later on in the episode. I also want to thank you guys for hitting 40,000 subscribers. You guys are amazing, and I have a dream of hitting 50K by the end of this year, so if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that sub button, because without you guys, there wouldn't be a no money spent series, and I promise you I wouldn't be doing this. So with all that out the way, let's get it started. From the last episode where we tested every way to make VC in 2K26, I found that playing 3-3 ProAm gives you the most out of any online game mode per time spent. On top of that, the player of the game gets an extra 250 VC, so I can really knock out 2 birds with 1 stone in here, running up a ton of VC and getting my player of the game objective done. This, however, was easier said than done. Like I said before, running with guys who spent their life savings on the game and trying to convince them to give up the ball is not so easy. On top of that, I like to win, which means if I sat here forcing up shots for the hell of it, I don't think we would see a lot of these "you won" screens. Also, with each game only being to 21 points, there's not a lot of room for 2K to consider what makes somebody player of the game besides the amount of points they have. So even getting a decent amount of assists would not do enough to secure my player of the game slot. The good news was we were at least winning, but sadly, I never got my player of the game during this run. But at least I did run up a decent amount of VC. We ended up with 5 people in the PlayStation party, which gave me a good idea to head into the wreck. Even though these games take a little longer, there are more chances to earn extra VC in here. For starters, these games are long, which allows for a higher stat line for 2K to consider who the player of the game is. On top of that, the player of the half gets an extra 100 VC, while the player of the game still gets that 250. So if I can find a way to put the team on my back, this could be exactly what I needed. In this game, you know, I didn't do too much on the scoring end, definitely didn't get player of the half, but maybe these 8 assists will tell 2K I deserve player of the game. Right? I thought my 8 assists could overlook the fact that I'm the second lowest scoring person on my team, but I guess I was wrong. I don't know, this shit might be rigged. You know what? Who needs wreck right now? If you truly want to make some VC, breaking streaks is the only true way to do it. Right here, these guys have a fresh 2,500 VC on their head, and I got time today. This game, I was low-key in my bag, I cannot lie. I mean, who was really out here dropping a whopping 6 points on some consistent shooting? These guys did end up beating us, but yo, I really feel like we can beat them, and because I really don't care about my record this year, we are 100% spinning the block again. We even picked up that boy Josh for this one, so you already know we were going to get this win with no problem. How do we lose worse with Josh on the team? But damn it, I'm in too deep at this point to quit, so back around I go. They always say 3 times the charm, but those who stop at 3 are 1 step away from missing out on greatness. This is kind of a blessing, okay? Because if we beat them, we wouldn't have raised their pot up to 5,000 VC. So, you know, we were kind of leaving VC on the table if we already beat them.
Pulling up over and over and over. Y'all want the VC that bad.
You thought the VC merchants were just a name. Nah, it's a lifestyle, buddy. Now, I'm nearly 99% sure this guy is using a Zen, but we were keeping up in this game. And by we, I mean the 2 guys on my team. Sniping from 3 back and forth for a majority of the game. From playing these guys over and over again, we knew the only way we could take the lead on them is if 2K screwed them over somehow. And with the game being tied up 16-16, our prayers were answered. When the opposing center tried to take out the ball, it hit the bottom of the backboard, allowing Plasma to keep the ball in play, and it hit straight towards Josh. With the opportunity of a lifetime, I'm finding Plasma in the corner for 3, and he's gonna knock it down, giving us the lead. That will be short-lived, however, because of course the Zenner would clap back with a 3 of his own. With the game on the line and the laser beam pointed at Earth, I want Josh up to the plate to clutch it for us. Let's go! That's what I'm talking about, Josh. That's why we put you on the front lines right there. 5,000 VC, man. Let's go. And I contributed so much to this win. With 12,000 in the bank from that, I'm going to max out my ball handle to an 86, and now I am a 76 overall. And after that, of course, I had to get into the lab and find the best dribble moves. In reality, I just looked up a Glock 19 video and copied all of his. But hey, I didn't even realize I hit Rookie 5, allowing me to finally see my cap breaker screen. And this build definitely has some potential to be a beast if I can keep racking up these cap breakers. With the confidence of that win, I wanted to go back to the rec and get that player of the game because I know I have the ability to contribute, especially now that I have a maxed out ball handle. I cannot lie, I was absolutely cooking up this game, banging jumpers and throwing dimes at my guys. And these new dribble moves are leaving my opponent stunned, allowing me to get some crazy clips. Unfortunately though, I forgot the most important part about getting VC in the rec. You have to win. I really don't like losing in the rec because it feels like the last 25 minutes of your life was basically for nothing. But I feel like if we just spin the block again, we could pull this off.
I just ran out of stamina so quick.
You know what? After reading more of you guys' comments, apparently I didn't go as deep as I could have into the MyCAREER, and I was just leaving tens of thousands of VC on the table. So to take my mind off of online play, I'm gonna go deeper into these MyCAREER endorsements, starting with continuing the passion project objective, playing with Tyrese Maxey in the open runs. And that's gonna give me my 500 daily VC. The next endorsement I wanted to complete is the State Farm objective, where it's the same as the previous years, where Jake from State Farm would just pop up in your place out of nowhere, and you have to beat him for 500 VC and some State Farm merch. Next is the merchandising tier 4, where all I have to do is get 2 20-point games and I get a whopping 7,500 VC. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and get these done real quick. I guess another mode that I didn't really go in depth with in the last episode was how long these MyCAREER games take and how much VC you get for them. That was honestly cause I thought everybody just knew that MyCAREER is the default method for VC, but both these games I played took approximately 18 to 20 minutes, getting me a little over 1,000 VC, which is around 55 to 60 VC per minute, which would have put it right in the middle of our list if we were stacking them up from last episode. But after doing both of those games, that's an extra 7,500 VC to add to the wallet. And the next merchandising tier was looking even easier, but with this 20k sitting in the account, things are looking pretty good right now. And I wanted to try my hand at the spin the wheel again in the hopes of hitting a jackpot, and how did I get 2 times rep again? I wanted to continue the passion project quest before starting a whole nother game and wanted to do my lethal shooting drill to try and get rid of a couple of these code zones. But jumping straight into the next MyCAREER game, all I have to do is get 25 points with 12 assists. I only have to do this one time too, which makes this goal super easy to obtain. Okay, 2K is really out here shelling out the VC, I'm not gonna lie. I really hope they keep the rewards the same and don't do some crazy patch that lowers everything. After finishing this game, I'm hitting it big with an extra 10,000 VC earned, and tier 6 is looking beautiful right now, with me only needing to complete the passion project for a whopping 12,500 VC. And right now I have over 32,000 VC sitting in the account. This damn near feels illegal. Through this whole journey, my crew has been putting in some work with us being at level 16 right now with over 40 members, but I will be doing some kicking if I don't get that unlimited boost soon. I also decided to put my specialization on shooting because mostly it was the only one I could see this build finishing consistently. Taking a look at my endorsements, State Farm wanted me to get 20 good screens for 1k VC, so of course I had to go ahead and put some progress towards that. On top of that, I'm getting an extra 500 VC from an objective I didn't even know I completed. I started to hit that offline fatigue wall, so I decided to hop back into the park, hoping to get my player of the game objective complete. But man, we got our ass tore up this whole session, I cannot lie. Definitely was a sign to stay away from the park for right now, but I am sitting with 46,000 VC in the bank, which is absolutely crazy. But with this, I'm finally gonna have the opportunity to start contact dunking, maxing out my vertical, and getting my driving dunk to an 87, and now I am a 80 overall. You guys already know I had to throw on some dunk packages and go test out the dunking in this game, and let me tell you, if you don't have a build that can fly in NBA 2K26, you are missing out on a whole lot of fun. I can already tell this new run and dunk man ability is gonna put me one step closer to my player of the game objective. In between these dunk test games, I went ahead and upped my O board because it's really cheap and I got it up to a 70. But like I was saying, I can tell that the player of the game objective is in the bag. Too bad it's not in this bag right now. Hey!
Hey.
Alright.
Come on. Ooh, okay.
Why the fuck am I
A
missing
little
something?
spin, step back, cross. Hey! Oh, this build is actually pretty fun now. What the hell? I decided it was time to continue the passion project objective, playing with Cat in the open runs, and it's time to finish this stay farm objective, getting all these screens, and I was able to do this with no problem. I even got another 1000 VC from the 2K endorsement, and now I'm on the cover of NBA 2K27. All my dreams have come true. I can finally hang up the sneakers. And going back to the open runs and playing with Cat one more time, this was officially the last thing I needed to do for the passion project, and that's going to be 12,500 VC straight into my pocket. And with 18,000 VC now sitting in the wallet, I'm going to finally max out my layup to a 75 so I can stop bricking these wide open ones, and that's going to get me to an 82 overall. I also got 1,000 VC from the wheel that I forgot to record, and I'm going to put that on my O board and max it out. If I want to get this player of the game so bad, I might as well hop on the ones court. Like, I'm the only player on the team, so I have to get player of the game. Ah, he quit. Damn. AIs aren't that hard to beat this year, are they? Aren't you supposed to be able to just run around them? Okay. How am I supposed to score? Alright. I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. Oh, okay. Alright, yeah. Okay, but they shouldn't be able to score that easily. Alright, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck this. I'm just gonna close it up. Yeah, so I'm just gonna call it a day on this one. But now I'm sitting at an 82 overall with most of my finishing maxed out, and there should be no reason why I can't get this player of the game objective done in here. Especially in this game where I was showing out on all ends. The driving dunk was going crazy, and I was still able to pull it from range. To top it all off, I even dropped 13 dimes getting a double-double. Bro, there was like no way 2K cannot say I wasn't player of the game. We even got the win too, and I just know they're gonna give it to me. They did not. Okay, you know what? Maybe Peter deserved the player of the game. Okay, I'll say that. I'll say that. I'm hopping straight into another game, and you know what? I'm gonna play even better this time. Yeah, they're not gonna expect this masterclass performance. With 21 points and 12 assists, I have to be player of the game. Okay, I get that he dropped 40, but 21 points and 12 assists, come on. Throw me a bone or something, please. I even tried one more time, and even though I was definitely the highest scoring person on the team, looking at that scoreboard, it was really all for nothing, man. You know, maybe I'm thinking about this all wrong. Maybe running in the park is not as bad as I think to get this player of the game objective complete. Looking at this first game with me running with Peter and his boy Wavy, we were down a majority of this game, but I was still out here getting active. I'm even gonna clutch up hitting a leaning 3 to get us the lead for the first time all game. And Pedro was gonna sink in a 3 to finish this off. But I had a smooth 11 points, which means mathematically, I had the most points on the entire team. And since 2K rewards the guy with the most points, that means I got player of the game, right? Bro, what? I had 11 points. Oh, this shit's rigged. This is actually rigged. What the hell? You know what, guys? These other games really didn't mean anything, okay? What really matters is player of the game when there's VC on the line. And I'm gonna get player of the game too. I am guaranteed to win this game right here. I can feel it. And even though these guys were purple plates, that didn't matter to me because I was shooting lights out on the perimeter. Hell, I didn't miss a single shot on the 3-point line the entire game. And just when they started playing up on me, my driving dunk and mid-range game came through. Unfortunately, with 2K's contest system being cheeks, this game ended up getting tied 20-20. But right now, I have 13 points and a guaranteed player of the game waiting for me if we could clutch up this last possession. They were obviously going to be on me for this last play of the game, so I had to find my boy Peter in the paint, and look at this screenshot, man. No one in the paint, 6'11", hella standing dunk upgraded, maxed out badges. There is no possible way in hell Peter could miss this shot, right? Peter, I know you're lying. Peter, I know you're lying. There's no way. There's no fucking way, bro. That was heartbreaking, But with 10,000 VC in the bank, I'm finally making some upgrades to my block to get high flying denier on bronze, and that's going to get me to an 83 overall. And after playing another red game where of course I had no shot of getting player of the game, I decided to go deeper with what you guys are calling the best VC method, and that is doing Street Kings. Now Street Kings is the exact same as Streetball from last year, but this time around 2K put more rewards in here, and there are quite a few VC rewards. So I wanted to see how long it would take for me to level up in here, so I just started spamming opponents to go against. And it looks like you get very little XP towards rewards for just one game, so this might take longer than expected. Now granted, these games don't take long at all to complete, but I was expecting a little easier slash better rewards for this mode. You guys were claiming to be the best. I mean, at the end of it, I only got to level 3 and just decided to do my daily reward instead. But if Street Kings is what you think is the best for you, I would say keep doing it because there are a decent amount of rewards here. But personally, I'm gonna just have to stick with the open runs, at least until I get all my badges maxed out. But Street Kings isn't a bad method at all. I would have to give it 4 out of 5 stars, just one below open runs. And for the next 2 hours, I will be spamming games in the theater back to back to back to back because I was hella determined to get player of the game, especially before I upgraded to an 85 overall. And right here, I might have got blessed by the 2K gods going against a team full of 70 overalls. You can tell how much I wanted this because I'm out here putting a putback dunk into my bag out of nowhere. I wanted each member of the opposing team to fear me in this paint today, and I might have been a little selfish to make sure I scored the most points out of everybody, but I didn't care. It's been too long of a journey to give up this golden opportunity. And after a long battle and 8 overalls up from the beginning of this video, I have finally completed my player of the game objective. And with 12,000 in the bank, I'm gonna max out my block and up my speed, and the goal of reaching 85 overall is complete. 2K has added the best VC method in 2K26, but the problem is 99% of the casual community would not be able to benefit from it. Mostly because you not only need to be good at the game, but you also need a solid squad at the same time. And judging from talking with a few of you guys, y'all are antisocial as hell. But same though. Deeming this new way of getting VC pretty much forbidden for anybody who is a no money spent player. In years past, if you asked a handful of 2K players, how can I get a big lump sum of VC without playing MyCAREER, the first thing they would do is check if there is any events going on. Events in 2K are normally a really good way to earn huge rewards, especially quick VC. There's even one going on right now that not only gives you unlimited boosts, but if you get the max score, you have the potential to get 25,000 VC. Sounds simple enough, right? But you know what? I played this event, and I gotta say, I was pretty disappointed. And I hate to start the video off with some quick math for you, but with each win giving you 3,000 to 4,000 points, and you needed to get 1.8 million to get the max reward, it would take over 400 wins to earn this reward. And with each game being around 6 to 8 minutes to complete, it would take you anywhere from 45 to 80 hours of straight winning to get the max reward. And I don't know about y'all, but there is no way in hell I am sitting on 2K for 45 plus hours straight. But I did sit here and play the midway event for a few hours, and I barely, and I mean barely, got enough for the first tier reward. So I gotta say, for the first event of this year's 2K cycle, it's not looking so good. So events might be out the question if you need a huge lump sum of VC. So what's next? Well, if you ask another handful of 2K players, this time a little bit more competitive, they would tell you that you need to hit the stage or the ante up. Now, ever since 2K15, if you wanted a huge lump sum of VC in a fast amount of time, you had no choice but to put your money where your mouth is. On paper, this really feels like it is the best VC method, with the ability to get up to 10,000 VC in a short amount of time, and also lose that amount of VC in an even shorter amount of time. And I've tried hitting the ante up for the no money spent journey in the past and have not been very successful, but maybe this time's different. Going into the forbidden VC method with a little under 7,000 VC. These last couple years I've tried going to the stage have not worked out in my favor, but this year is different. This year, I don't know, it's different this year, but I just have a feeling in my heart. With a little under 7K VC, I found myself hopping on the 2500 court, hoping to get a quick come up, but it didn't take long after hopping into the game for me to understand that there are levels to this 2K shit, and I'm clearly not up to par with these guys in the stage right now. And to make it worse, I just donated my hard-earned VC to these guys. So since events take way too long and stage is gonna leave me bankrupt before I even get started, what does that leave? you to do? Well, it's already something that I've done in previous episodes, but I didn't take it as serious as I probably needed to. And looking on YouTube, I see a ton of creators going crazy doing streak hunting in the park. And since this year 2K added the ability to get VC by breaking streaks bigger than 5, it is literally the easiest way to get a huge lump sum of VC without any consequences like the stage. And even though I have done streak breaking in past episodes, I really wanted to see if going around to different servers and breaking streaks can really be the huge come up that it has the potential to be, especially for the casual no money spent player like myself. And by the end of this video, I am hoping to turn my 85 overall no money spent build into a 90 overall. And before we get started, take a look at this sub count. We just hit 40k and we're already sitting at 43,000. And I already told you guys, I have a dream of hitting 50,000 subs by the end of this year. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that sub button down below, because you guys are literally the reason why I even do any of this. Now let's get this streak hunting started. Our first victims of the day are gonna be these guys who just got on a 10-game win streak, meaning I have a chance to not only get my VC back that I lost from the stage, but also come up on 2,500 as well. I can hardly believe I had the confidence to start the game off with a meter dunk. You can literally see how far I've came since the beginning of this journey. But I'm not gonna lie, when you are trying to break streaks this year, you really pick up on patterns, especially if you're playing some guys who are really good. And for this game, it came down to who can miss first and who can stop the other team from launching threes all day. But when you have friends like Peter who refuse to make anything wide open, it makes the decision of who's gonna win a lot easier. And down 10-5 right now, it almost looks like we should pack it up, but this is 2K, and in 2K, we all know anything can happen. Even me having the confidence to go up with another meter dunk, and me getting a clutch block at the rim can happen too. And that's gonna let us cut this lead down to 1. And my boy Pete is gonna try to redeem himself with this corner tray ball to tie the game at 12. But we really needed one stop, and on this possession, we got what we asked for. With the guard missing this leaning 3, and I'm pushing it up the court with a full head of steam, feeling like I can fly. Oh, I thought he was baiting me. That's my only excuse. Luckily, I didn't sell the entire possession, still getting a bucket, and the guard once again is going to miss his leading midi. We had no choice but to seize this opportunity, pushing it up to Josh, who's gonna put us up 4. At this point, we don't need to overly help or even force up a 3. All we need to do is play solid and just give up 2s. And with the chance to end the game off, I'm gonna let Josh cook up. Oh, let's go! Hey, one and done, baby. Get my 2,500 back. 5.4k VC in just the span of 6 minutes. It really doesn't get any better than that. And that's all the confidence we needed to know we could really run up a bag tonight. After branching out to find another streak, we landed on a 9-game win streak paying out 2,500 VC. And these guys looked way more comp than those guys we just beat. And this guard was 1,000% playing way more comp than the last guard we played. Just like in the stage, it really be levels to this 2K shit, and these guys wiped the floor with us. But hey man, at least I didn't lose any VC this go around. Wait, did we check these for Zins? And even though we only scored 5 points, we are not ones to back down from a challenge. Well, at least we scored more than 5 points this time. Believe me, we would have spun the block again, but you know, there was people on the spot, so yeah, like what you gonna do? But we did find another 2,500 VC court, and hopefully this time we can find some more luck. What's that? Bro, 93% from 3 is crazy. And this guy proved that percentage was not a fluke either. He could not and would not miss at all. Any sane team will be intimidated by the performance you just witnessed, but for some reason, we saw a chance that we could beat these guys, and we have nothing left to lose but our pride. So back around the block we go. The name of the game was simple. Let everybody else score besides the guy that probably has his in. We really just needed one opportunity for us to get a leg up, and with the center missing this midi, we had to take advantage. And even though Josh missed this 3, Peter came through with the clutch putback dunk. At this point, we just don't need these guys shooting 3s. We really didn't care if all we did was trade dunks for the rest of the game. But something happened I thought I would never see. The 93% shooter missed a shot. This was a once in a lifetime opportunity, and according to the stats, only a 7% chance of happening. So when I saw Josh pull it from midi to get us up 3, I could really feel a glimmer of hope. With the score being 12-11, I was so sure that I was gonna screw over my team here, but apparently 2K messes with me and somehow let me score this early layup meter. Of course, we knew these guys were not gonna put their foot on the brake anytime soon, trading 3-point baskets up until the score was tied 17-17. And I took it upon myself to take a 2 to get us up 19, mostly cause I just wanted to score again. And to make things even better, even though my guy definitely cooked me here, he missed the mid-range, allowing us to get the chance to finally end this game. And Josh is gonna find me open on the right wing, and no, I fucking suck. Bro, that reach-in call was a generational save, cause it damn near looked like I was playing for Vegas. But on this play, I'm gonna hit my boy Pete with the time winding down, and he's gonna muscle himself into the paint. Yes, Peter! Redeem yourself, Peter! Redeem yourself, Peter. Let's fucking go. And that, my friends, is gonna be 2.8k VC added to the total, putting me well above 10,000 VC now. We gotta strike while the iron is hot, and that's gonna lead us to this 9-game win streak. And this game, I swear, was nothing but a dunk fest for us. Even I'm gonna get into the mix a couple times, but I think Josh was lagging a majority of this game, so it was up to the rim runners to take care of this game, and we did just that. And this clutch steal by Peter is gonna put this game away for us pretty easy, barely an inconvenience. And that's another 2.9k VC in the bank, and this VC total is looking beautiful right now. Like I just mentioned, Josh was having internet trouble, so while that was going on, me and Pete decided to run 2s in the theater. Now you might be asking, why didn't we try running 2s street breaking in the park? And to that I say, shut up. But we were surprisingly cooking up in here and didn't lose a single game. But I couldn't just play games without letting y'all know. I mean, I am an honest man at the end of the day. Truthfully, me and Pete would have kept playing in here, but 2K at this point still has not fixed where the theater would just kick you out randomly. So that was a sign to get back on the streak breaking grind. Since the last episode, my crew is up to level 19. Still don't have my unlimited boost, but we're getting there. Peter had to hop off, so we picked up Plasma, and our first opponents with this new lineup is gonna be on a 6-game win streak. And off rip, I'm getting active slashing in the paint. This was probably the most I've done for my team to start off a game. And that's saying a lot because this game was far from being easy. It went all the way down to the wire, and right now with the score being 19-18, it's our mission to make sure they don't hit a 3. And even though the shooting guard had D Bomber, he thought he had an opening, but Josh came with the clutchest block in 2K26 history to not only stop the game winning 3, but to get the game winning fast break dunk. And with that win, I'm now sitting just under 20,000 VC. This lineup right now feels like it has a lot of potential. We stepped our way up to another 6-game win streak, and this game felt a lot like the last one we just played, with the game being extremely close all the way down to the final possessions of the game. And we're looking at yet another 19-18 situation here. But unfortunately for us, miracles don't happen twice. And the guard with D Bomber activated found some room to get open and smacked the 3 for game. You know, I really just want strong handle and a movable enforcer to help me on defense, so I decided to put my VC on strength to get that upgrade started, and now I'm at 86 overall. That last game was really a fluke, and with this upgraded strength, I'm fairly confident in our ability. Alright, well, you guys know what the motto is around here. We spin the block until we win. Alright, you know what? Sometimes you gotta know when to throw in the white towel, and if we keep this up, I don't think any of us are gonna want to keep playing this game, so it's time for us to go for a new opponent. And we're in a desperate need of a win, especially since we have taken 3 L's in a row. Taking on this 6-game win streak, these guys really didn't look that sweaty, but I think Josh would beg to differ. Oh fuck, oh shit. But this seems to be another game where I take more than a back seat the entire time. I even hit a clutch leaning midi with the time running out to get us the lead. And with this 3 from the top of the key from Josh and this lay under the basket from Plasma, we're gonna finally overcome our VC drought and got 2.8k added to the total. Hopefully that game was the confidence booster we needed to stack up more bread. Taking on another 6-game win streak here, you just know it's gonna be a good game when I can get things started with the poster. And if you guys got me hitting 3s too? Oh yeah, it's time to pack them bags up. And this game was by far the easiest streak breaker we had the entire run, and that, my friends, is going to get us another 2.8k added to the total. And with a little over 7k VC in the wallet, I'm going to up my strength to finally get physical enforcer and strong handles on bronze. With back-to-back wins, we are feeling unstoppable right now, and this 7-game win streak is going to feel like a walk in the park. Okay, Okay, no biggie, you know, that just means we gotta spin the block again. Man, I'm not losing 3 times in a row again. We have come too damn far. Alright, I'm gonna stop messing with y'all with these fake outs, but man, we did not win another streak the entire run. We played 4 more games and did not get squats. Unfortunately, this is what we signed up for. To clear my head a bit, I hopped into the MyCAREER because you guys are telling me that the GOAT Skills challenges pay a buttload of VC for completing them, and I had to check it out for myself. And lo and behold, you guys were absolutely right again. 2K is giving me 10,000 VC just for scoring points with the GOAT skills activated. Man, it really feels like I'm learning a new VC method every time I boot up the game. I did play another game to further the progress on my GOAT skills, and with 15,000 in the bank, I'm gonna max out my strength to a 73, getting brick wall, immovable enforcer, and strong handles, and that's gonna jump me up to an 88 overall. Hitting that MyCAREER fatigue, I had to hop into the wreck because our crew challenge said we needed to win 20 games by 10+ points. So as the team leader, I had to put my hours in, and I didn't know if this was because of my maxed out strength or what, but I played the best game of wreck in my career. I'm honestly finding it hard to come up with words to yap about more because I really want to show you guys this masterclass performance I put on here. But I ended the game with a whopping 33 points and a 40-point win to get player of the half and player of the game, getting me 1400 VC. And looking at the stat line, man, just beautiful. I ended up unlocking my max +1, which I'm going to put my lightning launch to gold, and with a performance like that, it would be criminal not to run it back. And once again, I don't know if tonight was just my lucky night or we got in the best server imaginable for the situation, but once again, I'm putting on a show, even getting player of the half. Wasn't quite the masterclass performance that I put on last game, but it was still a solid game nonetheless, getting a huge win in 1400 VC. And with us only needing to finish one more rec game for this challenge, it was time to put BTA Part 3. Yeah, let me just stop while I'm ahead. It's a little funny that that game let me hit 7,000 VC on the dot, and with that, I'm gonna finally max out my pass accuracy. And after playing another MyCAREER game out of procrastination, it was time to get back to what this video was all about. We did end up switching the lineup again for this go round, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, we got our ass beat over and over again. This is the main reason why I said 99% of the casual 2K community cannot fully benefit from this, because if you don't have a good solid lineup that works against some of the metas of the game, then this is just a feature you will more than likely overlook. And even if your current build isn't meta friendly, I would highly recommend getting 1 to 2 friends together to cook up a really good lineup, because you could be missing out on hundreds of thousands of VC. Okay, maybe not that much, but maybe tens of thousands of VC. But all that to say, this lineup right here damn near made me end this video early. To stop myself from getting off the game, I went back into the wreck in the hopes of getting this last game in so that we can collect our 5,000 VC from the crew rewards. In this game, I really didn't do much on the scoring end, but I for damn sure was a facilitator, getting 25 assists in a murder of a win. But at least we finished off our challenge. But now with 9,000 VC in the bank, I'm gonna finally max out my driving dunk, and that's gonna get me to an 89 overall. And after playing one more red game, because why not, I knew I couldn't hide from the streak breaker for much longer. If I wanted a chance at actually breaking streaks again, I needed to run with the lineup that gave me the confidence to start this challenge in the first place. That's right, me, Josh, and Peter back at it, and we're taking on a smooth 6-game win streak to get things started. I don't know what it was, but the aura from running with the OG lineup gave my guys superpowers and could not be stopped in the paint by anyone. And even though this game came down to the wire with a score of 19-18, we gave Josh the lock and key and let him go to work. And just like that, boys, plus 4% girls, we are back in the winning seats. And it's not gonna stop there, because we are stepping up to a 9-gamer. And even though we were clawing ourselves out of a deficit in the beginning of this game, near the end, that boy Josh clutched up to get us up to 19 points. And after a few back and forth inside baskets, we knew we had to be the ones to put this to a stop. And with the score sitting at 21-22, we gave Josh the rock at the top of the key and told him to do what he does best. What you gotta do, Josh? What you gotta gotta do, Josh. Do what you gotta do, Josh. And that, my friends, is why having a solid lineup for Street Breakers is the key for becoming a VC millionaire or thousandaire. But for the life of me, I wanted to keep running Street Breaker for my last game before upgrading to a 90 overall, but I really wanted to end on a high note. And plus, when there are so many people in a party, you're kind of forced to just hop into a rec game. And even though I didn't do much of anything in this last one, it was all I needed to hit starter 1. And it gave me enough VC to finally get my player to a 90 overall, completing the goal of today's video and proving that breaking streaks in the park is the best VC method 2K has ever added into their game. I have been on a journey to become the VC method master in the hopes of going from a 60 to 99 overall without spending any money. But there is one VC method by far that is the best in the game, with the possibility of getting 1,000 plus VC in just a few minutes. But I couldn't take full advantage of it until right now. And that, my friends, is doing 3v3 ProAm. And the reason it's taking me so long is because that game mode is a little intimidating for a no money spent player. I mean, the last time I played in there, I was a 75 overall with little to no badges, and my teammates would barely give me the ball. Not to mention, it is the only game mode that requires you to have a squad with no matchmaking. So you could have just bought the game and be in your first match against the #1 team in the nation. It's so intimidating, in fact, that from a 90 to 91 overall, I was playing everything in this game but ProAm. Do you know how scared you have to be to play 2s intentionally in this game? I normally wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole, but surprisingly, we were actually catching some W's, so it went a little bit better than I thought. And even though it wasn't the best method, it still let me max out my mid-range. I was stalling so hard that I even went back into the rec, hoping to max out on some VC, getting player of the game. And of course that didn't happen. But at least I maxed out my free throw and put 3 cap breakers on my driving dunk. Still stalling from the ProAm, I got my workout warrior and even tried the new event thinking that it got better from the last time. I was wrong. With my failed luck at getting VC, I guess that means it's time to win the NBA Cup. Yes, sir. Alright, enough playing. Maybe now that I'm a 91 overall and have been grinding my ass off, this 3v3 ProAm can become the VC method I always knew it could be, and allow me to take that final mantle of becoming the VC method master. And to prove it, I'm tasking myself with going from a 91 to 95 overall, primarily playing 3v3 ProAm. And if I can get player of the game 5 times in this video, there will be a special surprise for you guys at the end. Might want to watch the whole video. I don't know. Might want to consider it. But before we get into that, man, take a look at that sub count. We are sitting at 45,000 subscribers, meaning we are only 5,000 subscribers away from hitting my end of the year goal of 50,000 subscribers. So if you haven't already, hit that sub button, because you guys, plus 4% girls, are my motivation to keep posting every week. So let's get it started. Getting things started, I could have sworn our record was way worse than this, so those 2 losses must have been horrible. But the lineup we're starting with is me on my 6'8 playing PG, Zoomin on Lock, and Josh on his 7'4. If we're gonna do this, we're gonna try to go as meta as possible for it. And this was a great first game to start the journey, with the other team not having an answer for Josh's 7'4", allowing me to rack up 4 assists. But I refused to go home empty-handed, so I did my favorite move in the game and got the ISO bucket to slam it home for the win. I might have gotten carried here, but hey, it's the first game of the day with a long road ahead of us. I gotta ease into it. But already the VC count is looking way better than the last time I was in here. Up next, we got a team that's only lost 3 times, but I swear you couldn't tell in this one at all. In fact, we didn't even let them touch double digits. At this point, I'm thoroughly surprised how well we're doing so far. I'm just hoping sooner rather than later, I start contributing more than I have for my team if I want any chance of getting 5 player of the game. Apparently the competition is just going to get better with every game, as we went against a team that only lost twice. And even though I told myself I was going to contribute more for my team, they're going to continue to only have 2 losses on their record. Also, a ton of you have been asking me for the jumper, so here it is. I haven't changed it at all since episode 1, and I haven't had any problems with it. My crew also hit level 23, meaning I get tier 2 max +1, and my +1s are looking elite right now. I'm also running a new lineup with the 6'6 guard and Plasma on his 7'4. I just hope they're elite enough to go against a diamond ranked team who also has a maxed out crew. But you know what? Diamond rank, schmeiman rank, just because these guys have been living in the ProAm doesn't mean you can count us out. Well, let's not act like we didn't see that coming. Maybe we can redeem ourselves against a team that's only played 2 games. And of course, to make it better, both teams had the same damn colors on. But maybe this sensory overload is what I needed to finally come out of my shell and show that I deserve to be player of the game. These guys were definitely not going to let this game be easy, and with Plasma getting this dunk to tie the game at 19, on defense, I didn't trust my guy to hit the game winner, so I pulled his whole card, and he choked in the clutch. And on the other end, we're going to find Plasma wide open in the corner, and that's going to be a dub. But the real question is, was this enough to get player of the game? Of course not. But at least we're showing signs of improvement. The next game might be the first team we've come across with a negative record, but in 2K, you really cannot judge a book by its cover. Lucky for me, the confidence I was feeling from the last game carried over into this one. Those cap breakers are really showing out, and don't think just because I've turned into run and dunk man, I can't hit a jumper. This game was really close all the way to the end, but man, I could really taste that player of the game. All we had to do was finish it out. But unfortunately, my team has never been taught how to do a proper rotation apparently, leaving the guy at the top of the key wide open, and that just killed my first player of the game of the video. After a devastating loss, you want to know what I was praying not to see in the next one? Another damn diamond ranked team. But don't worry, they took care of us nice and quick to not make the pain feel as bad. We need to start turning stuff around because this record is inching towards looking like crap. And luckily in the next one, we understood the assignment and capitalized on it too, finally getting us back on the winning end. Hopefully this means the start of a high win streak. Me and my big mouth. But with the VC I've accumulated, I'm gonna max out my speed to an 85, and maybe speed was all I needed in my life because this game I had an absolute takeover on the offensive end. I don't think these guys had a true center on their team, leaving the paint wide open on nearly every possession. Now somehow, even though it felt like we were the ones giving BTA, they found a way to keep this game close. And without a Josh in sight, it was my time to show that I can clutch up for the team and put the game away. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the first player of the game of the video, meaning I only need to get it 4 more times. And oh boy, does that VC count look amazing. You want to know how 2K decided to reward me for an all-star level performance? By putting me up against a platinum ranked team. Thanks 2K. But as you guys saw by that record, they were all bark and no bite. And I truly don't know how a team so trash could be considered platinum ranked, but we're gonna walk away with the win, and there are no complaints on my end. Oh my god, how many times am I gonna see this exact logo today? I'm damn near making it my mission to take down anyone with that picture for a team logo, because there is no way all of y'all have the exact same idea. And even though this team was gold ranked, my anger from seeing that same logo carried us into the win column. Next up, we're going against some 15-year-olds who need their ass whooped. So in true Unk fashion, I had to show these guys the old school style of basketball, putting my foot in the rim any chance I got. And Plasma is going to end this game off, killing any chances these guys have. I'm also not really an Unk, I'm only 22, but I digress. We got another mid team, or so I thought, because we were actually down to start this one off, but through sheer willpower, we clawed our way back into it. Unfortunately, my ankles didn't want to finish this game off, allowing them to tie it up at 19. But my boy Hectic is gonna find some open space and dunk it home for the win. You know, I preach heavy about keeping that mental health in check, and that means switching things up every now and then to not burn out, which is why I went to play a MyCAREER game real quick. And with 6K in the bank, I'm gonna put my standing dunk to a 40 to finally get some of these animations, and now I'm a 92 overall. That last game got our record looking really nice, so let's hope we can keep this ball rolling. You know what? That just might be enough gaming for the day.
Hey, wake up! Hey!
A new day means a fresh lineup, bringing back Josh and Zoomin, so hopefully we can finally start streaking up in here. And boy, this lineup just has a different feel. Maybe because I'm running the point, or maybe Josh is back. Either way, I was feeling good about this one. Okay, yeah, I gotta start like knocking on wood before I talk, because it's basically a curse at this point. But apparently I'm cursed in reverse, because after that L, we turned into the 2016 Warriors and went on a tear. I played a lot of 3v3 ProAm, but I've never gone on a streak like this. Unfortunately, most of the wins we got were because Josh was putting the whole squad on his back, which is great, except the video is supposed to prove that I'm a valuable player, not Josh. And so far, I've only gotten one player of the game. And like I've said in past episodes, episodes, I'd rather win than chuck up nonsense shots, but man, it has to be my time soon, right? Well, it turns out next game I was matched up with the guard who couldn't play a lick of defense to save his my player's life. Bro was sliding around like he had butter on his controller, so I blew past him every play. And yeah, some of my plays this game looked a little selfish, but hey, if the scoreboard says I'm eating, I don't feel bad. And I got my second player of the game. Feels good, man. And looking at the bag I stacked up, I'm sitting with almost 15,000 VC. And I decided to cash it out on defensive rebound, and now I am officially a 93 overall. After hours of nothing but Pro-Am, I was starting to see the threes courts in my sleep. So from 93 to 94 overall, I decided to go back to the rec to chase another player of the game. Same payout, but just a new scenery. At first, it looked promising. I was bullying my way into the paint, snagging player of the half, but second half me straight up disappeared like I had curfew. Still played decent, just not enough for player of the game. That became the theme for the next couple games too. Solid performances, just no crown. Then we got that game. I started off with back-to-back threes, and from that point on, it was like the defense just gave up. The paint was wide open, I was getting easy buckets, and I snagged player of the half again. But this time, I didn't choke it away. I kept my foot on the gas and ended up with 25 points and 9 assists, getting that player of the game secured. That's 3 on the day and all the confidence I needed to go back into the Pro-Am. My VC went straight into close shot, and now I am a 94 overall. Time to lock in 1 more overall and 3 more player of the games to get. And step 1, new drip. We pulled out the custom black jerseys and instantly felt the energy difference. The lineup was me at the guard, Peter on his 7'4", and honestly, those jerseys made me feel unstoppable. The first game in them, I grabbed my 3rd player of the game and over 1,000 VC. But since I'm one of 2K's biggest soldiers, of course 2K's response was to throw us against a platinum ranked team next. Yeah, thanks Ronnie, I really appreciate that. Thankfully, the next matchup was against a team that looked like they accidentally pressed the queue up. I had to greenlight the whole game, and this ISO move to end it sealed player of the game number 4. All I needed was 1 more. Next up, we faced a squad that has only lost 4 games, and it showed. They were cooking us early, but little by little, we clawed back into it, tying it at 19. All we needed was 1 stop, but our defense had other plans. Bad rotations left the dude wide open, and he drilled the dagger 3. Pain. So to break the curse, I went into the lab and dropped a new court design. First game on it, I went federal. Dunk after dunk after dunk. I could have scored every point if I wanted to, but hey, I shared the ball this time, and still, it was more than enough for player of the game number 5. And that means the surprise I promised is unlocked. And a lot of you have been saying that you can't even afford to get 2K26, so I'm giving away a free copy on PlayStation or Xbox. All you gotta do is make sure you're subscribed and drop a comment telling me your favorite 2K and why, and I'll pick a winner in the last episode of the series. With the giveaway locked in, it was officially time to hit 95 overall. And boy, did we get the easiest matchup of the day. These guys had the ugliest court I've ever seen in my life, and out of respect for my eyes, we ended that game as quick as possible. Next game, I was in full takeover mode, scoring at will, and oh look, another player of the game. That's 6 total. And at this point, I can finally say I've conquered 3v3 Pro-Am for the 2nd year in a row, meaning that I am now the master of all VC methods, unless I missed one, but you guys can let me know in the comments if I did. But Pro-Am is easily the best VC method in the game. Street Breakers is still up there too, but you waste so much time in the park waiting on games and spinning the block when you lose. At least in Pro-Am, you'll face sweat sometimes, but you'll also catch some random little Timmies who have no business being on the court, and you can just keep playing it over and over and over again without having to wait very long. And now sitting with 15,000 VC, I maxed out my close shot and officially hit 95 overall. And with 1 episode left in the series, I need y'all to go crazy for me. Let's hit 1.5k likes if you want to see the finale. Guys, we are officially in the end game with me only needing 4 more overalls to hit 99. And it's time to take every VC method that I've learned thus far and put them into action. Doing whatever I can to make as much VC as possible and finally put this series to rest. And the first thing we're going to do as a 95 overall is take our ass right back to that 3v3 Pro-Am court. Even though the runs were magnificent, I told myself I wanted to at least finish 1 season of my career before the season ended, so I hopped in there to get my final set of key games, playing the first one against the Lakers and getting 1100 VC for that game. But I cannot lie, it only takes one game of my career for the fatigue to hit me like a bag of bricks, so me and Josh went into the park in the hopes of running up some quick VC with streak hunting. Unfortunately, we have never ran with this guy, and on top of that, we severely underestimated our opponents. Even though we lost, you guys should know by now, we're not ones to back down from a challenge, even though the possibility of winning looks bleak. We still ended up losing, but we left with our dignity still intact. With Street Breakers not looking like the move right now, maybe the 1v1 court in the theater could be my piece. I was wrong, but there is one mode that has yet to let me down long term, and that is the wreck. I don't know what it is about the wreck this year, but sometimes I feel like I could stay in here all day. Hell, I even have a 70 win percentage in here. But this will occupy a good chunk of my playtime right now, earning a decent chunk of change to go along with it. And my crew is up to level 24, and I just found out that you have all year to get your crew level to 30, so I was pretty much rushing for no reason. And if you watch when I tested every way to make VC in 2K26, you know that I said I would never go back to the proving grounds, but now that I am a 95 overall, things might have changed in here. I was wrong. So yeah, that's gonna be enough of that mode for the remainder of this series, but after playing an open runs game, taking a look at the wallet, we ran up a nice little stack of change, and I'm gonna put all that towards my interior defense, and that's gonna get me to a 96 overall. Through all my vids, one game mode that really doesn't get a lot of shine from me is playing on the twos courts. For me, the twos are where 99% of the cheese of 2K takes place, so I never really interacted with them, but in the theater, at least with my boy Peter, it hasn't been looking too bad. In fact, it's looking pretty damn good considering we are taking win after win in here. And from playing all those games, I was able to hit level 35 on the season pass, getting a max +2 badge perk. And now looking at my badge perks, these have really transformed my build into something special. I really like the way things are moving right now, and even though I haven't been putting them in the vids, I have been doing the daily spin every day, and I just watched a Zach2K video where he got 250,000 from the wheel, so I just know it's paying out right now. I was wrong. Well, back to that mode that can do no wrong in my eyes. Things were going well for me in this red game, but it actually came down to the last possession of the game, with us down 1 point with 1.5 seconds left in the clock. Inbounding the ball to our leading scorer at the top of the key to seal the game. Bah! Ah, damn. Well, that's 25 minutes of my life I will never get back. But I refuse to end my rec runs on a loss, mostly because it's my happy place. And this game was a complete 360 from that last one, with us winning by 34 points, and my peace and tranquility has been restored. Of course, we had to run another one back. I mean, it's only right. The series in here is tied 1-1, and we gotta come out on top. And in smooth fashion, that's exactly what we did. And this game is even going to max out my points, meaning that I do not have any more restrictions for hitting that 99 overall, you know, besides the VC amount in my wallet. But to get to 99 overall, I'm gonna need 30,000 VC, which isn't a small number by any means, but if I keep it up at this rate, I shouldn't have a problem seeing that 99 overall fast. I would go on to pretty much live in the wreck for the rest of my night because we just could not lose in here. And in the last one before I got off the game, I even got player of the game, so you know when 2K really messes with me, I can really look like a top 1% player on this game. And with 11,000 in the bank, I'm gonna max out my interior defense, and that's going to unlock Bronze Paint Patrol. One of my casual subs wanted to run a game with me, so why not take him to the Street Breaker with me and Josh? Although we were just here not too long ago, maybe that upgrade to my interior D can give us that help that we were looking for. Or so I thought, because what we actually needed was better perimeter defense. With this team shooting the lights out and shooting any chance we had of taking a win. We didn't want to give up here though, but we didn't feel like spending the block on these guys, so we ended up finding a 5K VC court with our name on it. And for a split moment here, it really felt like we had a chance to take this win streak down. I was even able to get us up 20-19, with the last thing we needed to do was make sure they don't hit a 3. Motherfucker. You know, I am not feeling so happy about playing 2K right now, so hopefully my happy place in the wreck can rejuvenate my will to keep playing this game. it did not. That's what I get for running Rec without Josh on the team. I mean, I was pretty much asking to lose that one. I gotta give Rec a fair chance here and can't write it off just like that. And in this new one, I was hooping for real. But I don't know what it is about Rec games coming down to the last shot right now. And I don't know what it is about my team shitting the bed when it comes to defensive rotations, but I'm gonna take a little break from 2K.
6.5 hours later.
Alright, hopefully I can muster the strength to keep this challenge flowing with me heading back to the 3v3 Pro-Am. And at least they gave me an easy one to start it off with. I'm even trying to bring back my patented hop step dunk. But we were in here for a while, and this might be one of the longest win streaks I've ever had playing 3v3 Pro-Am. So I don't know who is out here making the matchups for Pro-Am, but all I gotta say is thank you. With 6K in the pocket, I'm gonna put that towards my steal rating, and that's gonna get me to a 97 overall. I can almost smell the 99. And as you guys saw, Josh had to leave, and I'm not ready to enter back into the Rec Society yet, so that means it's time to play a couple of MyCAREER key games. But that's about all the MyCAREER I can take right now, and I really want to go back to the Pro-Am, but someone must have overheard me talking about how well I was doing in here, because we got matched up with some comp, leaving me to cry in the corner because I thought I could stay in here to the end of the series, but I guess I was wrong. I'm gonna be honest, I don't see me rejoining the Rec anytime soon, and I want to make some quick VC, so that means it's time to do some more streak hunting, this time with my boy Plasma. And we found a healthy 2500 court to play on, and in this game it really felt like we were going to run away with it, and this was by far my best performance playing Street Breaker, with me having damn near every point for my team. And before y'all start flaming Plasma for this last play, he did end up lagging out of the game towards the end, so when his guy decided to help all the way over, leaving his guy wide open in the corner to hit the game-winning shot, it wasn't his fault, but still heartbreaking nonetheless. And because Plasma's PS5 decided to give up on him, I had the crazy idea of trying Street Breakers on the 2's court with Josh. How can I call myself the master of all VC methods if I'm too scared to try the 2's courts out? And to make things even better, we are also playing the MVP of the park. And getting into it, like I said, I never really play on the 2's court, but I never imagined that I would go against an actual Zenner. Now, I haven't come across too many guys who I feel suspicious of, but you can't look at this footage and tell me this guy is playing legitimately. I mean, you guys can let me know in the comments if I'm bugging, but it doesn't feel right to me, and I was ready to just call this game an L and keep my day moving, but the big ended up stepping out of bounds, giving us a chance on the offensive end. And we saw this as an opportunity of a lifetime. Not only was this court worth 5,000 VC, but with him also being the park MVP, you're supposed to get 5 times VC. So in our head at the time, it really looked like this game was worth 25,000 VC. And with that much on the line, there is no way we could give that ball up. And even when Josh missed his jumper, this play right here shows why it is imperative for your guard to have at least a little rebounding. And my Hall of Fame finishing badges are really putting in work. You can tell these guys have probably never had to play defense during this streak, since the guard literally is not allowed to miss. And this game meant so much more than the VC on the line. If I won this game, it was for every no money spin player out there who would never dream of stepping on the 2's courts against the MVP of the park, let alone a Zenner. And with 1 bucket left to seal the game, I'm going to drop it off to Josh, and he's going to bang it for the win. Let's fucking go. And that was probably the best game of this entire 60 to 99 series, with me even getting player of the game. And something we wouldn't find out until this moment, but that 5 times VC doesn't actually apply to the Streak Breaker, so there is no 25,000 VC, but 6.9k still helps out a lot nonetheless. I'm definitely not going to be stepping back on the 2's court anytime soon, but that gave me the confidence to keep it pushing in here, and I guess Plasma fixed his PS5, so back to the 3's court we go. And this one also came down to the final possession, but I'm going to lay it in to finish the game off, and that's going to be 2.8k added to the wallet. And with me only needing 6,000 VC to hit 99 overall, I wanted to get this done as quick as possible, but I still wanted to end my season in MyCAREER before I hit it. So after getting my daily VC from doing the daily quest and the open runs, Gatorade facility, and even Street Kings, I'm back in the Bucks uniform. But this time I actually decided to do the All-Star Weekend, playing the 3-point contest, and I couldn't tell you the last time I played in here, probably 2K13 if I remember correctly, but I'm going to take the win with ease. I'm even in the dunk contest this year, and the last time I played a dunk contest for 2K was when it felt like a Guitar Hero simulator. But I messed with how they did it this year, even though I don't think I could have lost even if I tried. But it was time to play the last 2 key games of the season, and we got through those with a breeze. And to end off the regular season, I won the MVP in my first year, and of course taking home Rookie of the Year. On top of that, I even hit level 40 for the first time ever, earning myself another cap breaker. And ladies and gentlemen, with 27,000 VC in the bank, the month-long series is finally coming to an end. Maxing out my steal to a 60 and my post control to a 51. And with a total of 117 hours played in NBA 2K26, I have now officially gone from 60 to 99 overall without spending money. And I couldn't have done it without all the support from you guys along the way. So if you got any, and I mean any enjoyment from this series whatsoever, please leave a like on the video. And if you have been here since the very first episode, make sure you comment OG down below in the comments. And until the next series, I'll see you guys later.